Namaste, friends. We started our series of Gita for social life, corporate life, etc. We came up to chapter 2. Chapter 1, we understood how Arjuna was getting confused, deluded, and fearful. And in chapter 2, Lord Krishna started explaining to him as to how he should overcome this fear. And he started giving him the divine knowledge, for which he had the appetite, and he was missing this. After having heard from Lord Krishna about the divine knowledge, he started thinking, then why Lord Krishna is engaging me into this war and killing of so many people? So that is the question with which the third chapter starts. So what we are going to learn over here is the Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action, and how Arjuna's confusion was removed by Lord Krishna. And then the series of questions that he talks about the inaction and then going toward the soul, etc., is how Lord Krishna clarifies to him. So this is basically the Karma Yoga which he has taught, and in the next chapter he will tell how the Karma Yoga is established in a yogi, when we start walking that path. So all the nuances about how the yoga establishment happens, and then how it rises, when the yogi starts taking the journey further. So we'll begin with the first verse of the third chapter. Arjuna says, Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyo jayasi keshava. He's saying, if you've just given me this divine knowledge, and this is so beautiful, and I am mesmerized by this, and I really want to do this now. This is the thing that one must do, and I am fully convinced about it. Then why are you engaging me in this horrific action of war? Why are you doing this to me? So, one by one, Lord Krishna explains him. So logically, whenever Arjuna has put a question and a query and he was confused about, Lord Krishna has not at once given an answer. He slowly walks him over this, awareness, and then explains how you should decode this and then come out of this. So that's the beauty of Vasudeva Shri Krishna that you will see throughout the Bhagavad Gita. So next verse onward, with the fourth verse onward, Lord Krishna starts explaining to Arjuna about this attachment and inaction, etc., how to understand this properly. The fourth verse says, na karmanan anarambhan naiskarmyam purushosnate na cha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhigacchati. So what he saying over here is that if you do not take any action and you want to be free from all the karma, by merely abstaining from the work, you will not achieve the freedom of mind. You say that, oh, I will not engage in anything, and now my mind will not wander anywhere, and I am renouncing everything at once. I'll free up my mind and I'll go to my soul. He's saying it is not going to happen. Why it will not happen? We'll see into the next verse. So, the Krishna here says is, this idling is not an option at all. Not because I am doing. He says this option is not available to you. So, you will have to be engaging into this nature for some productive action, and then keep alignment to your goals of going toward the soul, but you will have to keep engaging it, because if you have taken this body for your survival, those activities are also very important. You will have to do. And even if they are not important to you, you will be made to do something. So he will talk about three gunas that will come into the next verse, which is fifth verse, where he says, na hi kaschit chadamapi jatu tishtatya karma krita karyate hyavasah sopi karma sarvah prakriti hi jaya guna hai. Karyate hyavasah karma sarvah prakriti hi jaya guna hai. What he's saying is, everyone is forced to act into this nature. Who is forcing? Three gunas. Three gunas is Sat, Raj and Tam. You may also relate it to electron, proton and neutron. They have been very well planned. They've been designed for every atom in this world and the universe. So they have been designed like that. They would operate, and their forces are like much more powerful. There couldn't be an atomic and nuclear explosion over there, and which can wipe out the whole world. All the energies are stored in that. Will you be able to stop them from getting the thing done from you? No. What you will have to understand is that the gunas will make the mind wander into the nature. Why your soul is because you are the president in chair. If you understand this, gunas will do this, and mind will wander. In the observed state, you will be able to not get entangled, and you will retain the peace and sustain this whole thing. This is what Krishna begins to say. From this chapter until 5th chapter, where he describes the master's life, how master lives, it will continue like this. He will one by one explain how gunas work, how mental engagements will actually take you away, and how you got to establish balance between the mental attachment and the path of your yoga, which is selfless action. We'll come to that. What is that yoga? And he talks about niyat karma, ordained path, the right way of doing the karma. That in Hindi it's called niyat karma. We'll come to that. So all you'll have to do is that you understand that everything is being forced upon by the three gunas, and by your design, to that extent, you will be forced to get engaged with the nature. Now, how to disengage, we'll come to see. Slowly we'll get there. Next verse is the 6th verse of chapter 3. He says, Karmendriyani sanyamya. So there is karmendriya and there is a jnanendriya, right? He's saying jnanendriya is sense of perception. So he's saying karmendriyani sanyamya. So karmendriya is the senses of action, like your hand, your mouth, you eat with that, your tongue. So all of that, your feet, you walk with that. So the senses of action, they will, if you control them, and still remember, ya aste manasasmaran, and you still remember all of those things. You don't do it anymore, but you still have that memory in you. These people are called stupid. So he said, this is how you don't disengage from your attachment. This is not the way. He says, Indriyarthan vimudatma mithyachara suchate. These are all stupid and people who just show off that they have been able to disengage. They actually don't disengage at all. Mentally, the same thing is happening to them. They are able to visualize the same thing that they practiced earlier. All of the memory is retained within them, and that memory is in action. He must not have walked a kilometer, but he is actually mentally walking. He must not have fought with someone, but he is mentally fighting with many people. So the transaction is going on inside. For us to understand is this transaction analysis, right? Where if we fought with someone, we go back home, and then at home we recall all of those things and just try replace all that is said with what he could have said, what he should have said, what you feel he should have said, what you feel that you missed to actually say in that quarrel. All of that mental transaction actually keeps happening because of our ego, because of the levels of ego that we have. We behave in a particular way, either like a parent or a child or an adult. You can hear about this on my video, 5 Pillars of Corporate Success, on my other channel. So this is the lesson from this verse. Next one is about the 8th verse, is where he says, Krishna says that you do niyat karma. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jyayo hi akarmana sarira yatra chate na prasiddheda akarmana. He says do niyat karma. Is because if you become akarmana, it is not possible. Action is better than inaction. You will have to do some productive activity. So he says why it is that important. One is what first thing is understand what is niyat karma. So niyat karma, next verse he says, yagyarthat karmano netra lokayam karma bandhana. So let's combine both the verses together. First understand what is niyat karma. Yagyarthat karmano netra lokoyam karma bandhana, which is verse number 9 of the 3rd chapter. And he says, action is performed of a sacrifice, yagya, which is what sacrifice. What is the sacrifice here? That the breath is going inside you, that is Ishvara, and when you observe that, the yagya is happening. Yagya is swasa praswasa yagya. When the breath goes inside, and when you start observing it and burn all your thoughts into that, you become thoughtless in your breath, is when the yagya happens. That's the niyat karma. Now, how can you call it as an action? Is it an action? Yes, it is an action. What is that action that you're doing when you do perform this yagya of observing the breath and pouring in all your thoughts and removing all of them, just burning all your thought one by one, not all of them, one by one, whatever come, just and if you observe your breath, thoughts will disappear. They will get dissolved in the breath. Okay, so that's an instrument and a mechanism which has been given to us by birth. So he says, do this niyat karma, yagya. If you don't, other than this, whatever action you do, they are all the ordinary work that everyone does. So those actions are that of the world. Like, they are the mental engagement. With your senses of action and perception, you will engage into the nature with some object. You will do something for a goal, for your desire to be fulfilled, etc. They are all karma bandhana. They are going to create bondages for your mind. And mind will get entangled into it. Either will become happy, will become sad, or whatever. It will keep. And those things will, if they are not repeated, then he will become angry. And when will become angry, he will lose the memory, and then he will lose the intellect. And then finally there is a degradation. And that degradation is what is to be avoided as per Lord Krishna, which he mentioned in the earlier chapter. So he is saying why this niyat karma is important is because then you will be able to become mukta sangha samachara. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta karma samachara. With that karma, that niyat karma, you will be able to disengage with the mental attachments of senses into the objects of nature. You will be able to mukta sangha. The sangha is the attachment. You will be able to detach your mind from the sense and sense object. Because of this, when you go into your breath, you are able to detach from the mind and senses. And samachara. And then your acharan, you would be able to strike a balance, sama, your ordained path, and to a limit, you can allow mind to go into the nature and see things, but don't get too much attached and don't have so much of passion into this. Become dispassionate, observe it, become dispassionate. That's the yagya karma. That is called the niyat karma. That's the ordained path. That's the established, tested, verified path of yagya, yoga, which is prescribed in Bhagavad Gita. My Guru Maharaj, Swami Adgadanandi Maharaj, has given beautiful explanations of this. You may watch his videos. He speaks in Hindi, but if you know a little bit of Hindi, you do. Otherwise, there are translations of Yatharth Gita available. There are so many languages that this book has been published in the world, many global languages. So please read through. These things are very beautifully explained over there. Now, coming back to the earlier one, the 8th verse, where he's saying, Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jyayo hi akarmana. So you do that niyat karma, because if you don't do that, your sharir yatra chate na prasiddheda akarmana. If you don't do this karma, your this living, whatever you do, that will also not happen nicely. Now, how is that possible? You go into your breath, observe the breath, and your burn or your thought, and then your living in this world, sustainability is also taken care of. How is that possible? So he explains there that when you go into your breath, then through breath, all those pranas get energized, right? And through that, your mind is also getting energized. So if you are fully immersed in your breath, your mind at once gets cleansed. When mind gets cleansed, the thoughts go off. And with that, your pranas, your panch pranas are there. breath, when it goes inside, enters the system, it becomes it will get divided into five things, five pranas. One is prana which goes, then apana which comes out, then vyana spreads, samana and udana, one that goes through the nervous system right up to this place. So this panch prana, this is also happening in the breath. So if you observe your breath, do something like 108, or you just observe it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, etc., you fully charging your existence, and in that charge, your pranas become active, all the systems are activated, you are a highly energetic person. You understand the existence, you know how to use this existence in different parts of your body, your intellect is sharpened, your mind is completely still, and you are razor sharp, focused in your job. And then when you do something, it is of the next level. It is a very, very superior level of, and then all the skills that you've got will emerge within you. You will know what you are born for, and then you get that immersive experience every day, and then you lose track of time. That is what he is saying. With that, your Sharira Yatra, all that you need for your living will anyways happen. So when you go into your breath and do this yajna, this worldly responsibilities will anyways be taken care of, because you are fully charged and you are able to act with full vigor, and you are giving your best into this world. So that is what is the takeaway from this verse. Now the ninth verse. We said yagyarthat karmano netra. He's saying do that karma all the time, because this will help you detach your mind from the nature wandering. Coming to the 12th verse now. He says, Ishtan bhogan hibo deva daschante yagya bhavita. If you do this yagya, there are gods in you who give you ishta bhoga. So, who get the ishta bhoga. So, ishta is your gods in you. They get fed when you do this yagya. Now, what do they get fed with? They get fed with the prana. And with the prana, if you attach emotions, then that the sweetness of emotion is what is given to them as prasada. Pranas will charge them, this sweetness of emotion will give them some prasada, and then in return, what they give you is amazing. Then they give back. You are as good as your nervous system, your thoughts. So, he's saying those people who do not do this, they are actually the stealers. Yeah, they are robbers. You are robbing your own existence. Your existence is designed in such a way that you do this yajna, focus on your breath, so that pranas go in and you charge your system. If you don't do this, they are deprived. When they are deprived, what will they do? They will damage you. They will get killed. And then what happens? Your existence is without this divine blessing that you are incarnated with, that you are born with. That is not fully functional. So, he's saying, if you don't do this, actually, you are committing a crime actually towards yourself. So, you must do this. This yajna is the niyat karma that you must do it. This is the prime responsibility for a mankind to do. Then coming to the 19th verse, where he's saying, that's why you should do this karma. Tasmad asaktah satatam karyam karma samachara. So, become asakta means dispassionate, no attachment, without attachment. Do this niyat karma. So, when you do this, when you go into your breath and start, pouring in your thoughts to be removed, he's saying do it without any attachment, and do it continuously, and samachara, and you balance your mental engagement vis-a-vis this yoga, because mind will take you. So you try balance it, stop it somewhere, do not force it, and then bring it back. This samachara, this balancing act has to continue while you are doing this yajna. And he says, asakto hyacharan karma. If you do this karma, asakta, without attachment, Paramapnoti Purusha. You will reach the ultimate soul. You'll reach the Paramatma, God. Uh, so, so it is important that you understand. So for life, it is important that you understand this existence, understand how it operates, understand how your body and mind function, understand how your pranas function. Where is the source of it? Where is it all coming from? The energy is pouring, the energy that sun is radiating is actually entering in you through your breath. So that is Surya. You will understand in 4th chapter why Surya is so important. Why it's called Ishvara. Shwara is the Sura. And we'll understand all of that in the chapter 4. So for now, you must understand that this Niyat karma, Yagyarthat karma, this is actually happening with you. This fire is there inside you. Cook everything into this. Cook all your thoughts into this, and then you will see what the truth is. Verse 21, where he says, Yad yad acharit sreshta tat tad evetaro jana sa yad pramanam kurte lokastad anuvartate. Saying you should do this is because if you don't do this, and you are a sreshta dhanurdhar, you are the mightiest warrior at this moment on this earth. If you drop your Gandhi and not fight this war and don't stand up for the righteous, what will other people do? They will say, if you could do it, we will also do it. He was such a powerful, such a skillful person, skilled warrior. He also did not fight. So nobody will stand up for the righteous thing. So he is saying, Sayat pramanam kurte lokastad anuvartate. The Srishta people, those who are powerful, who have been endowed with all the capability, if they don't stand up, then others will follow those people. Because now he has left the example that will everyone will quote and say that I am not going to do it is because he is such a capable person, did not do, I am less capable. So that is what he is saying. So verse 25, it says, Saktah karmani avidwanso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidwan tatha saktah chikirso lok sangrama. Meaning, those now who've got this knowledge that, you should observe your breath and, surrender everything within your breath, all your thoughts, all emotions, get into it, and then energize yourself with the prana, and then stop the mental engagement. 2 things. Those who understand that, they are knowledgeable people. Now, once this has gotten to a certain level, you have a tendency to look down upon people who are not able to do this. So Krishna is stopping that. He's saying, don't do that. Because this will happen. When you start walking this path, some capabilities will come in you. Your mind will become still. You are focused. You are laser sharp. Your intellect becomes sharper and all. Then there is a tendency to look down upon people who are not that sharp. They are not that intelligent. Who are not able to mentally disengage of their passion. And they are not able to become dispassionate. So he's saying, don't do that. He's saying, and then also he is saying that people who are avidwanso, meaning not knowledgeable, they are mentally attached, they are passionate. So they are very greedy. They want to collect many things to fulfill their desire, right? He is saying those who are knowledgeable should do the same thing without any attachment and not for themselves. They should do it for others. Now, this is the difference he establishes. That knowledgeable people, so those who are not knowledgeable, they do it for the self. They fulfill all their desire. They are fully mentally attached. That is the sakta, asakti. So he's saying those people who are knowledgeable should have the same kind of passion towards doing the selfless service for others. They should do, and but without any attachment. This is how beautifully Bhagavad Gita describes. And Lord Krishna, the master, has been giving the tricks to Arjuna to combat this kind of confusion and dilemma. So this part 1 gets over here. 4 things that we can really learn from the practical aspect. One is in the corporate life, focus on selfless action. And when you're working with a team, you understand that they are being governed by the gunas, the 3 gunas. And it's not their decision as to what they will end up doing. If gunas are getting it done through their mind, five senses of perception, five senses of action, they will wander into this nature and gunas will get it done. So in the awareness that this is happening, you actually become free. So this is what you should understand of your team also, because they are also getting governed by these gunas, and everyone's composition of those gunas are different. So like, the atomic weight is different, protons, electrons and neutrons in orbits are all orbit, electrons are different. So it's like every atom is different for that matter. So understand your team's composition is different. Everyone will behave in a different way. Everyone has got different capability in their life. So if you understand that, you will get the best out of them and you will be able to provide the ethical leadership. The second aspect is for the professional growth. You will be able to balance the action and the knowledge. Knowledge that you understood the yagya well, and the action into this nature, you will be able to balance it well and perform your duties without any attachment. That's the professional growth aspect of it. In the social behavior, you'll be able to contribute back to the society because now you've understood how the nature works and what are the societal impact of all of these things. You'll be able to manage your emotion because thereby you take care of the gods within you and align all of your action with the dharma that takes care of life management. These are the four things you do when you have actually gained some knowledge, and by doing this yagya, the niyat karma of observing the breath and burning all your thoughts in it. So with this, we'll end this part and we'll come back with the karma yoga, the path of success and fulfillment. In the part 2, we'll see how Krishna is leading Arjuna to the path of the karma, the niyat karma, yajna karma, which will come into the 4th chapter and explain fully as to how the yajna gets established. But for now, we'll stop here with the part 1, and part 2 we'll understand more from Lord Krishna on how this yajna karma has to be done. Namaste.